Welcome, everybody. Happy New Year. And it's a pleasure to be here with you today. You know, we have customers in over 100 countries, so I suspect we have customers in each of the 24 time zones. So wherever you're dialing in from, or if this is a recording, thank you for joining us and thank you for being part of the NuCalm family. And today's about you. It's about your health. It's about your habits. It's about your sleep. And it's about how NuCalm as a technology can support you with resilience, with inflammation, with good health, emotional, psychological, and physical well-being, and longevity. So today, I'm going to share with you some of the new technology that's coming down the pike for everybody to enjoy. But I first want to start with really explaining how NuCalm, this technology, helps improve the quality of your sleep. Now, sleep is very complicated, and there is neurophysiology involved, there's neurochemistry involved, there's epigenetics, there's nutrition, there's lifestyle, there's blue light, there's a lot of variables to sleep. But in health and in sleep, everything can kind of come down to one fundamental core, and that is your nervous system. In 2015, many of you know this, NuCalm Rescue, back then it was only one product, was awarded the only patent in the world for balancing the health of the human autonomic nervous system. Now, many people don't sleep well. In fact, today, according to research, 87% of the population who are over 18 years old state they have difficulty sleeping part of the time to all of the time. And the study of sleep in medicine is just over 40 years. So we know probably less about sleep than we know about the ocean, and we don't know a lot about the ocean. So this is kind of a Wild West discovery pathway for the human beings, but we do know a couple things. One, stress and sleep are incompatible. Now, it's not direct. You don't see it. You know if you sleep well, but you don't really know sometimes if you're managing stress well. Well, we're here to tell you, if you don't manage stress well, if you get into your bed filled with cortisol and catecholamines, if your neurotransmitters like GABA or melatonin and serotonin are out of whack, you're not falling asleep with ease. So there's a direct correlation. In 1990, the esteemed neuroscientist, quantum physicist, naturopath, Dr. G. Blake Holloway began his quest. And his quest was to find a way to safely, predictably, and reliably help the traumatized, complex traumatized, and addictive disease brain, that profile of a human, resolve their stress by modulating the frequency of their brain. I mean, the hypothesis that Blake engaged in just to come up with the invention path expresses the genius of this human being. But he figured out a method that could dial down the frequency of your brain and hold you in 4 hertz. I'm going to take my glasses off because that light bothers me. I can't see anything without them, but I'm not really looking at anything. So excuse me for that digression. If your brain oscillates at 4 hertz and stays in an oscillatory pattern around 4 hertz, 3.9, 4.1, 4.0, the body knows how to heal you. And the body heals you by lowering the sympathetic tone, which is your stress response, and raising the parasympathetic tone, which is your rest and digest response. But in that process, at 4 hertz, your diaphragmatic breathing slows down to 1 breath every 10 seconds. And that breath and that oxygen-rich red blood cells permeates your entire body, from your toes to your frontal lobe, your prefrontal and frontal cortex. So by virtue of slowing down the brainwave allowing the monkey mind and the chaos and the fear and the agitation of a high frequency, stressed human being to get into this state of healing. The body is healing. So that is how NuCalm balances your nervous system. It doesn't do it specifically. It's more as a facilitator to allow the body to engage in its natural healing mechanisms. And voila, when the body is capable and has the tools to do its job, it does its job really well. So fundamentally, everything that we do at NuCalm and everything that you do as a human being begins in your nervous system. When your nervous system is in balance, everything in your life is easy, everything. When your nervous system is not in balance, nothing is easy, and we fake it till we make it. And here's the problem. None of us are in balance because of all of the variables against humanity today, from environmental toxins to a food supply that's filled with glutamates and neurotoxins, to the media, to fear-mongering, to blue light, to stimulation, to the dopamine associated with social media. I mean, there's a lot of things against us and against our ability to regulate. So let's keep it simple. Everything that you do, when you use NuCalm as your partner to get you through this life, to a longer life, to a happier life, to a healthier life, begins with NuCalm Rescue. The core technology that was first launched November 5th, 2009 is still that technology that can effectively balance your nervous system. All you need to do is find a safe, comfortable place, an eye mask, a headphone, press start, and we do all the work. We do the rest. You need an eye mask. I have many people ask me, who are smart people, asking me what I would interpret as not so smart question. Why do we need an eye mask? Well, do you think maybe your brain is stimulated by light? Of course it is. Your visual cortex is bringing in so much information. It's impossible for you to get into a healing state when you're stimulated by light. You need an eye mask. Give your brain that opportunity and the liberty to find that balance and that health, but you have to stop the stimulation. Secondarily, you need a headphone. The physics and the delivery mechanism of NuCalm, which includes isochronic waveform and binaural signal processing, requires a headphone. We're doing a lot of trickery to the brain, and we need a headphone. So you get a headphone or an eye mask, you lay down, Rescue 20, Rescue 30, Rescue 40, Rescue 50, Rescue 70, Rescue 100, Rescue 120. It doesn't matter what you select. The more you use Rescue, the less time you're going to need. What we have found over the last 18 years and millions of experiences on NuCalm Rescue is the person who's relatively well-adjusted, relatively in balance, is going to be in Rescue anywhere from 27 to about 33 to 34 minutes. That's it. 27 to 33 minutes a day. And every day for the rest of your life will balance your nervous system. So Rescue is the key. Before we launched Deep Sleep, November 15, 2021, for that prior 13 years, we helped millions of people improve their sleep quality. How did we do it? We balanced their nervous system. Remember, stress and sleep are incompatible. If you don't manage stress, you don't sleep well. Well, we manage stress for you, which invariably improves the quality of your sleep. Today is about sleep. Today, we're going to give you tips how to improve your sleep. Today, we're going to help you understand why it's important to follow the protocol and to give you the tools that you can assimilate this into your life and make it whatever habit you want. We're not here to impose our will. We're not here to babysit you. We're not here to come to your home and rub your back and put deep sleep on and help you sleep. We're not going to do that. But we're going to give you the information that you can decide how, when, and why. So everything starts with Rescue. Now, last year, we launched Rescue 20. This is 13, 14 years of work, literally trying to torture and bend the laws of physics. And we finally succeeded. What do I mean by that? Your brain has a locus of control. Your brain has an understanding and a safety mechanism, and it's constantly in this locus of control. When we first launched Rescue, the shortest track was 30 minutes. Why? Because it takes us time to help your central nervous system trust what we're going to do. Think about this. You're a human being. Your central nervous system has one defined priority over everything else: self-preservation and survival. If I asked you, let me take your eyes away, let me take your ears away and trust us. Well, the central nervous system doesn't work like that. It doesn't just give you trust. You have to earn that trust. So the first 8 minutes of Rescue 30, we call the departure lounge. We take you down, we take you up. We start you at 15 hertz. The game is to get you to 4 hertz. So we'll take you down, we'll take you up, we'll take you down, we'll take you up, we'll take you down, we'll take you up. And by minute 8, you're at 4 hertz. So that's Rescue 30. The 8-minute departure lounge is included in every track of Rescue: 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes, 70 minutes, 100 minutes, and 120 minutes. Then you are at 4 hertz healing for as long as you need to. Sometimes it might be 50 minutes. Sometimes it's 37 minutes. Sometimes if you're traveling on a plane and you're jet lagged, it might be 62 minutes. Sometimes you're having a terrible week. It doesn't matter what this is. It's directly correlated to your current stress level, and that's the time associated with Rescue. And then the last 4 minutes of every Rescue track that's 30 minutes or longer, we take you up and we let you go off about your day at 15 hertz. So that's the experience of Rescue. But last year we launched a Rescue 20 track, and this was fundamentally amazing. Certainly surpassed our expectations. We never thought we could do it. And imagine working on anything for 13 or 14 years. And we finally succeeded, and we diminished or shrunk the departure lounge to 4.5 minutes. So in 4.5 minutes, you'll notice this. When you're listening to Rescue 20, it takes you down faster. We drop you in to theta faster. It takes us 4.5 minutes to take you to 4 hertz. And then we hold you there. In the last 2 minutes, we take you up. So Rescue 20 has become a fan favorite around the world. In fact, today it's the second most popular track around the world, second only to Deepest Sleep Plus. It's a big deal. You know, from 2009 to 2016, we're a single product entity, Rescue. We started in medicine. We started using this in surgical procedures to replace general anesthesia, IV sedation, oral conscious sedation, nitrous oxide, etc. There was 4 tracks for 8 years. We had 4 30-minute tracks, and some of you have been with us long enough to remember those tracks. There was guitar, spa, strings, and piano. 4 30-minute tracks, the exact physics profile, the exact math, and the exact outcome, but 4 tracks for 8 years. Then in 2016, when we launched NuCalm 2.0, we began our collaborations with Dan Celine, a world-class music producer and just a genius in the space of entrainment and taking complex neuroscience technology and making amazing soundtracks to strengthen the grip that we have on modulating your frequency down. Since then, there is no 4 original tracks. They're gone. They're in a vault somewhere, never to be heard again. We have over 250 hours of patented neuroacoustic software on the NuCalm mobile app. That's why we do town halls like this, because you can imagine if you're new to the NuCalm family and you open this app up and there's all of these choices and 250 hours of content, that's 10 and a half days. We want to create some clarity for you. So everything in our lives as a human being should revolve around Rescue. And you can do it as many times as you like. You're having a bad day, you can do it twice or 3 times. NuCalm Rescue can do no harm. It just requires an eye mask, a headphone, a safe, comfortable place, and we'll take care of the rest. So that's that piece. Now, the cherry on top and kind of the sandwich for Rescue is deep sleep. Deep sleep is amazing. Now you're sleeping, so you don't really feel just how amazing it is. But think about the times you use focus and think about the times you use ignite, where you're awake, you're alert, and you're literally feeling your brain shifting. With Ignite, you're feeling yourself amplify. You're feeling your mental acuity increase. It's like magic. You're like, I'm just listening to something with headphones. How is it changing my mentality? How is it giving me all this mental energy and physical energy and endurance and strength? This is amazing. Well, you're awake to experience the actual physics and what we're doing. With focus, with a headphone on, you put focus on, might be 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You got a big task ahead of you. You've been procrastinating because it's not something you like to do. You put focus on and voila, you blister through it with exceptional efficiency, productivity, and you do a great job. You're aware because you're awake and you're like, wow, this focus technology is amazing. The challenge with rescue and deep sleep is you're not awake. You're not aware. So you don't even know the magic we're doing. But deep sleep is magic. So November 15, 2021, we launched the first deep sleep tracks. Now, this was a Herculean effort for us, and it took us 9 years to invent the physics and deliver this. And the reason it was so much more complicated than the other 6 products or other 5 products is that we didn't want you to have to wear a headphone looking at compliance of CPAPs and other devices. No one's going to, if you don't comply and it's not easy, then what's the value of building this and inventing it? So it took us a long time to figure it out. And our desire was to help humans fall asleep. If you look at sleep and you look at the 87% of the population that are having difficulty with sleep, what are they telling you? They're telling you I'm having difficulty with the onset of sleep, and then I'm having difficulty in the middle of the night when I get up to use the restroom, my brain wakes up and I have difficulty falling back asleep. So November 15, 21, we launch Deep Sleep, and it's 50 minutes, 50. Now, nobody sleeps for 50 minutes, and that wasn't by design for us. We simply were bringing physics and math to help put you to sleep. You see, with Deep Sleep, we're not coming to your home and pouring you a glass of warm milk. We're not reading Goodnight Moon. We're not rubbing your back to sleep. We're putting you to sleep. We're guiding with exceptional precision your brainwave function, and we're putting you to sleep at 0.5 hertz. It takes us a lot of information. These tracks are 1 gigabyte, 2 gigabytes, 2.5 gigabytes, 3 gigabytes of information underneath that soundtrack to bring your brain to 0.5 hertz. So we launched a 50-minute track. And not surprisingly, it becomes the most popular track around the world for us. And we see people thinking, I'm having trouble sleeping. I don't know that my trouble from sleeping is actually my lack of managing my stress. And so maybe I don't have to do rescue during the day. Maybe I just use deep sleep. So we saw this departure because we can see the data every day. We saw this movement. And by the middle of December of 2021, rescue was like fully abandoned and everybody's using deep sleep. And we're like, Houston, we have a problem. You see, rescue is the key of how you improve your sleep quality, how you help reduce the time it takes you to fall asleep, how you improve your REM, because it's all based on the balance of your nervous system. Deep sleep is helping you with deep sleep. So one of the components of great sleep and sleep quality and efficient sleep is deep sleep. So we went on an educational kind of pivot and said, hey, everybody, come back to a town hall. Let's do some email campaigns. Let's get people understanding the recipe for sleep and the sleep protocol involves rescue daily and deep sleep. So here we are, pioneers, and we're pursuing just constant innovation to help you sleep better. Now, one of the challenges of being a pioneer is there is no point of reference for us. There is no playbook. There is no, hey, let's look and see what's been done before and map it and do something parallel or do something better. It doesn't exist. So when you're pioneering, and we've been pioneering for 36 years, there's no recipe book. So it wasn't that we built a 50-minute track because, hey, that's all we can do. We didn't know any better. We didn't know we could do better. So it took us a while, but then we launched our first 8-hour deep sleep track. Now, here's what deep sleep does. The first 50 minutes, 50, we're bringing this army of mathematics and algorithms designed to present your brain with precise signals to slow you down, wind you down, and put you into deep sleep. The next 7 hours and 10 minutes is a nice to have filtering system that helps guide you in and out of your sleep cycles, but takes its foot off the accelerator. Great. Today, after 4 years of having access to deep sleep 8 hours and deep sleep 10 hours, we still have thousands of plays a month of the 50-minute deep sleep, which defies logic, but showcases the central nervous system's habit creation. I created a habit. I love it. It's working for me. What I want to change. But you're going to change because the 8-hour track is significantly better for your sleep. The better you sleep, the better your cellular resilience. The better you sleep, the lower your inflammation. The better you sleep, the better your digestion. The better you sleep, the better your mood. The better you sleep, the longer longevity you have in this life. So this shift is coming to the app.
Nieuwe Pantene 3-Minute Miracle for intensive.
The second thing that's coming to the app is deepest sleep. So you can see on the top of the app, deepest sleep plus. So we're like 3 iterations of innovation defined in that mobile app. And you see, we just keep on building. And this year, 2026, it's going to be no different than the last couple of years, where exponentially greater products, stronger efficacy, more complex sound designs, and just fascinating. Our masterminds and our power users and the people that have been with us for a decade are overwhelmed with the continuous innovation and the pace of our innovation. And we are too. We're constantly improving and we're constantly surprising ourselves in what we can do. Let me explain to you what deepest sleep is. Not deepest sleep plus, but deepest sleep. So 8.4 billion people have organs like a liver. 8.4 billion people have biorhythms of their organs like your liver. And after 40 years old, most people on planet Earth wake up at some point to use the restroom. When you wake up, and it's typically between 2 and 3 in the morning, your localized time where you live, the biorhythm of your liver wakes you up between 2 and 3. And it creates adrenaline to enzymatically break down the toxins in your liver. So invariably, after 40 years old, most humans wake up every single night between 2 and 3 in the morning to go to the bathroom. The challenge is when this occurs, the amygdala, your center for fear and stress and worry and anxiety and anticipatory anxiety, all this chaos of thought creates hormones like cortisol. And guess what? You're awake. So if you go to bed at 10, you're waking up at 2. If you go to bed at 11, you're waking up at 3. If you go to bed at 10:30, you're waking up at 2:30. So understanding this, we took the deep sleep architecture in the matrix of math. And we said, what if not only did we put you to sleep at the beginning of the night with the first 50 minutes, but then you go for 3 hours and 10 minutes of blissful sleep cycles. You go through your first 100-minute cycle, then maybe 90 minutes, and you're in it. But then you get up to use the restroom. What if at that point, 4 hours on, we bring back the 50 minutes of physics that we used to put you to sleep in the beginning of the night, and at hour 4, knowing you're up going to the bathroom, we're putting you back to sleep. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the brilliance of invention, alchemy, using data and understanding human physiology. We did this. We figured this out. So deepest sleep is designed to put you to sleep, allow you to sleep, and then put you back to sleep when we know your body's waking up to use the restroom, and then the adrenaline kicks in, and then your amygdala wakes up and you start worrying. Then you start getting agitated. Then cortisol starts flooding your body. Then that agitation leads to there's no way you're going back to sleep, and you're up for an hour to 90 minutes for no reason. This is deepest sleep. Deepest sleep is replacing deep sleep in the NuCalm mobile app next week. There will be no more 50-minute sleep tracks. It defies logic. Nobody sleeps for 50 minutes. We don't want you to sleep for 50 minutes. And we can do better because after that 50 minutes is over, you're left with ambient noise or some ways to interrupt your sleep architecture. But those 7 hours and 10 minutes, we're helping you sleep. We're improving your sleep quality. But in addition, deep sleep no longer exists on the app next week, but deepest sleep does. So it'll sound the same, but the physics will be different. We're going to put you to sleep at the beginning of the night, and then in the middle of the night when you get up to use the restroom, we're going to put you back to sleep. And you're going to notice a significant improvement. You're going to notice a depth of sleep, a quality of sleep. You're going to notice an increase in your dreams. You're going to notice in the morning you wake up feeling not wake up ready to go. My amygdala is firing. I got a to-do list that I didn't get done yesterday, and I'm already agitated and I'm already going, and that I haven't even gotten out of bed yet. That's the beauty of the amygdala being the first physiological piece of your brain to wake up in the morning. We're going to slow that down too. So in the app coming next week, you will no longer see deep sleep. You'll see deepest sleep. And inside deepest sleep, you're going to see 10 tracks, 10 patented neuroacoustic software tracks. Summer Rain, 8 hours. Summer Rain, 10 hours. Sonic Essence, 8 hours. Sonic Essence, 10 hours. Sleep Melodies, 8 hours. Sleep Melodies, 10 hours. Summer Nights, 8 hours. Summer Nights, 10 hours. And a new soundtrack. Our sound engineers took a 3D holophonic microphone, which is one of the highest levels of recording natural ambient nature sounds in the world, and a bluff in Malibu recorded the ocean for hours. Pacific Ocean will be our 5th soundtrack. Now, the soundtracks are unique, and the soundtracks are built for your listening pleasure. Summer Rain is by far the most popular track in the world, and it has been forever. I mean, it's not even close. Right now, of the top 14 tracks out of 250 hours, 10 of those are sleep and 4 of them are rescue. But the top track is like 3-to-1, like 50,000 versus 18,000. So Summer Rain is by far the favorite. But there are a lot of people that have a visceral reaction to Summer Rain, whether they had a house leak or something happened or it rained when they were, in a tent as a Boy Scout. I don't know what it is, but there is a visceral reaction to Summer Rain. So Sonic Essence is the second favorite around the globe. Sonic Essence sounds like white noise. And this is one of those few times where our music producers and engineers got upset with us when we named it white noise. When we first came to market, November 15, 2021, with Deep Sleep Tracks, we named it white noise. And I took an angry call from our producer and said, why'd you name it white noise? I said, well, it kind of sounds like white noise. He said, Jim, you have no idea what we did. We took over 30 environmental recordings, 3D holophonic recordings of cicadas at the Sedona, Arizona vortex, or the Kauai Beach ocean, or wind rustling through the leaves of Santa Barbara. And we sonic pulverized all these environmental recordings to that state where it sounds maybe that it's white noise, but it's not. It's a natural noise. So that's kind of cool. Sleep Melodies is the 3rd most popular track. Summer Nights, which is the cicadas at the vortex in Sedona, Arizona, is 4th. And now we have Pacific Ocean. So Deepest Sleep will replace Deep Sleep. There'll be no more 50-minute sleep tracks. Some of you might be like, wow, I really liked it. I bet you did. But let us help you improve your sleep throughout the entire night. You're not sleeping for 50 minutes a night. It was simply a catalyst and a first try by this inventive, innovative neuroscience company. And we didn't know better, but we figured it out. So now you have an 8-hour track or a 10-hour track. The math works like this. First 50 minutes, you get to 4 hours. At 4 hours and 1 second, the 50 minutes physics comes back. So you're going to fall asleep with ease. You're going to get up and use the restroom. You're going to come back, fall back asleep with ease. You're going to sleep until your alarm goes off or the sunlight comes through and permeates your eyelids, whatever, however you wake up, and you're going to feel amazing. NuCalm, all of the form factor, NuCalm, all of the precision and the signaling and all the physics is like a tuning fork. There's a cumulative benefit to everything we do. The more you use it, the more we're training your brain on things like, how do I downregulate and stop my anxious thoughts? Okay, rescue. How do I help myself get into a focus state of 18.4 hertz? Okay, focus. How do I sleep better each night? Okay, deep sleep. So there's a cumulative benefit. For those of you who've been using deep sleep for the last 5 years, you know what I'm talking about. There's a Pavlovian aspect to it, and there's a sleep aspect to it. I don't remember, if you said, Jim, when's the last time you remember how you fell asleep? You know, like when you have trouble sleeping, you remember falling asleep. I don't remember for years falling asleep, and I have no idea. It's just kind of dark. The whole thing is just vague to me. But I do know that my dreams are incredible. They're live, they're vivid, they're nonstop, especially as, you know, you're cycling through REM in the morning before you wake up. But all of these elements, they're not normal for a 57-year-old human in America. It's not. The more you balance your nervous system with rescue and use deep sleep or deepest sleep at night to improve your sleep architecture, the more we're bringing back the physiology and neurochemistry of your body in the formative years before puberty. We're literally going back in time in our nervous system to put us in balance and allow us the opportunity to sleep exceptionally well. So next week, when you scroll on the home page of NuCalm, you're going to see Deepest Sleep. And in there, there'll be 10 tracks. And one track, or two of them, the 8-hour and 10-hour, will be a new soundtrack. And it'll be the Pacific Ocean. Okay? There's going to be something else in the app. Deepest Sleep Plus. Deepest Sleep Plus came from you. Came from your feedback, came from people saying, hey, sometimes I would like to wind down before you put me to sleep. The more you use Deepest Sleep, the more it feels just like a hammer. You're going to sleep. As soon as you put that on, within minutes, you're asleep. Well, I don't want to just go to sleep. I want to wind down. I want to reflect on the day. I want to kind of get into a ritual and a habit that's healthier. And I don't even want to hear the summer rain or the sonic essence. I just want to sleep and wake up in the morning. So we introduced Deepest Sleep Plus last year. And what we did is we took a 20-minute NuCalm rescue and we added it as a precursor to summer rain and sonic essence. And we built it in a method using isochronic waveform binaural signal processing to allow you to have the precise signaling without having to wear a headphone. If you were to put a headphone on for Deepest Sleep Plus, those first 20 minutes will be incredible and they will be deeper, but you don't need to. So 20-minute rescue, which happens to be built in the frequency of 285 hertz. Now, 285 hertz is specifically designed for tissue healing, repair, and improving your immune strength. So we designed that specific as a precursor to the deep sleep tracks. So Deepest Sleep Plus, Summer Rain, 8 hours, Summer Rain, 10 hours, Sonic Essence, 8 hours, Sonic Essence, 10 hours, has a 20-minute Rescue 20 built in 285 hertz to help wind down your mind and ease you into sleep. We are creating a new product in the app called Deepest Sleep Plus. And in there, you will find the 8-hour and 10-hour Summer Rain, the 8-hour and 10-hour Sonic Essence. But in addition, we are creating, get ready for it, this is going to be a good one. This is going to be a good one. We're taking the new Pacific Ocean track, Deepest Sleep, with both physics, beginning of the night, 4 hours. And we're adding the world's favorite track that doesn't incorporate sleep, and that is Rescue 20 VT, the VT standing for vagal tone, built in the frequency of 130 hertz, which actually helps create more nitric oxide through your paranasal sinus cavities. That hum resonates at the frequency of your vagus nerve and accelerates that relaxed response. So now we're kind of taking, as you can see, the best of the best and making an alchemy to create just an incredible product for you. Deepest Sleep Plus Pacific Ocean will start with 20 minutes and 22 seconds of Rescue 20 VT for vagal tone, and then we'll just gently guide right into the Pacific Ocean deepest sleep. So 20 minutes and 22 seconds of relaxation, winding down, reflection on the day, gratitude, whatever kind of habit you create for the onset of sleep, which is important. You don't want to go to sleep angry. You can't anyway, but it's important to wind down. Then you glide right into the deepest sleep. In the deepest sleep products, there will now be 6 tracks, 6 patented neuroacoustic software tracks, 8 hours and 10 hours of each Summer Rain, Sonic Essence, and Pacific Ocean. Now, it's a little more precise than 8 hours and 10 hours because the Rescue 20, that's the 285 hertz precursor to Summer Rain and Sonic Essence, is actually 21 minutes and 46 seconds. And the Rescue VT Vagal Tone is actually 20 minutes and 22 seconds. So the tracks are 8 hours and 21 minutes and 46 seconds and 8 hours and 20 minutes and 22 seconds. So here's your recipe. First of all, have fun. Have fun exploring a deeper, more powerful, more comprehensive sleep experience. Have fun pressing start and waking up the next morning feeling calm, feeling centered, feeling ready to go, but not crazy. You're not in the gerbil wheel while you're still in bed and just kind of walking through, where am I? Who am I? What am I going to do today? You're going to be doing it with a sense of calm. That's not the norm. This is going to be new, and it's going to feel amazing, and it's cumulative. You'll have 2 choices. I want to wind down. I'm going to listen to a Deepest Sleep Plus track. It's going to use 20 minutes of Rescue, either in 285 hertz or 130 hertz. It's going to allow me to wind down, and it's going to ease me into a deepest sleep track. Or I'm just going to select Summer Rain, Sonic Essence, Sleep Melodies, Summer Nights, or Pacific Ocean, and go to sleep. So that is what's coming. In addition, on July 9th, many of you know, we launched a stress assessment. After a decade of working with scientists and experts in the world of physics and audio and voice analysis, we launched a stress assessment, but we didn't make it easy because we wanted to figure out all the pieces of the puzzle for the stress assessment. But literally in a 35-second analysis, we can evaluate more than 1 million data points, specifically over 10,000 biometric data points specific to your nervous system. The vagus nerve, and this is related and correlated and connected by the laryngeal nerve. Your voice expresses with great sensitivity and accuracy the immediate balance of your nervous system. Thousands and thousands and thousands of scores we've seen. Now, interestingly enough, the people that have access to this voice analysis stress test are our customers. People outside of the NuCalm family have not had access to this. So we don't know yet until we open up to the public what the scores will be. But you may find this interesting. Most of the people who use NuCalm use Rescue and Deep Sleep. We can see the patterns. I told you, 14 of the top 20 tracks are Rescue and Deep Sleep. But it's really like 30 of the top 70 tracks are Rescue and Deep Sleep. So we know that's what the NuCalm family members are using. 78.3 is the average test of the nervous system of a human being who's a NuCalmer. That is incredible. So congratulations to you for using the product, making it a habit, and making the importance of balancing your nervous system and improving your sleep a priority in your life. It shouldn't be that difficult, but it is, and you should be proud of yourself. Secondarily, you can see the quantitative validity of what happens to a human being when they balance their nervous system. 78.3 over thousands and thousands and thousands of scores is incredible. And it showcases a very high level of well-adjusted human beings. So congratulations on that. Next week, when you see the release and the launch of Deepest Sleep and Deepest Sleep Plus, you're also going to see on the home screen of the NuCalm mobile app, the stress test right at the bottom. You click on it, it'll have your last few recent scores. You can see your pattern, you can see your improvement, you can see that you're more stressed. It'll walk you through here are the 4 or 5 things you need to do to get an honest, accurate recording. The first thing you need to do is speak into your phone, but don't spit into your phone. Hold it to the side. Okay, 35 seconds in a quiet environment. We have no filters on the voice capture because we want as much accuracy, sensitivity of the measurement as possible. We think you would want that too. So it is important that you do this in a clean environment, clean audio environment, a quiet environment, or you'll see artifacts come into it and you'll see scores that aren't so good for you. So right here, speak for 35 seconds. Speak about your environment. Make it non-emotive. You're not telling about your day. You're not telling us about, a fight you had with your spouse. No, nothing emotive. You're not reading anything because it disengages your emotion. You're literally just, with great detail, talking about your environment wherever you are. And in that way, we're going to get a really accurate measurement of your nervous system. So there's a big evolution here of what we're working on, constantly building innovative products to help you live a better life, a longer life, a healthier life. But also, at the same time, constantly looking for partners and collaborative opportunities with great scientists that we value, trust, and bring in validated technologies. And now we have a very easy to use 35-second medical grade sensitive and accurate measurement of your nervous system. This is not like a convenient quantified self gadget. These rings and these watches that have to trade off accuracy for convenience. It's got nothing to do with that. This is 35 seconds speaking into the phone, and it spits out an immediate, amazing, accurate measurement of your nervous system. And you can do before and after. You can do before and after anything you want to do. You can do before and after you meditate, before and after you do yoga, before and after you do a crazy workout. You can see the impact that whatever you're doing has on your nervous system. So welcome to an amazing year. 2026 is going to be an amazing year. We have a really big, deep, rich catalog of assets we're bringing to you. We have more world-class collaborations, which are fascinating. We have Deepest Sleep Plus. We've got more products coming down the way. We also have the stress test easily available in the app. Please take advantage of all the science that we're building. Take advantage of all the innovation we keep bringing to you. Take advantage of the amazing collaborations. I don't know of another app or another collaborative company that gets to work with creative geniuses and best in class. We have Tony Robbins collaborations for a man who's a master of state and energy. We have collaborations with Jim Quick, a master of your brain. We have collaborations with Roger Love and Madison Amico Love, masters of your voice. It's all there in the app for you to take care of you and to help accelerate whatever goals you have in 2026 and beyond. We're here as a partner and a tool and a technology that's a great facilitator. And it begins with balancing your nervous system. It begins with helping you sleep better because everything moves from there. You want to focus better? Balance your nervous system. You want more energy? Balance your nervous system. You want to feel less anxious? Balance your nervous system. You want to sleep better? Balance your nervous system. One of the coolest things about what Dr. Holloway invented was he went right to the source. We're not doing a gizmo or a gadget hoping that that gizmo and gadget facilitates activation of the vagus nerve, raises the parasympathetic nervous system. What? No. He went right to the source, the human brainwave, and directed your brain to an outcome we know it does exactly what it's supposed to do. When your brain's at 4 hertz, we know exactly what you're doing. You're healing on a cellular level. When your brain's at 0.5 hertz, we know exactly what you're doing. You're sleeping deeply. So thank you for being a part of the NuCalm family. We love you. We love serving you. We love the creative journey that we're on. We love the innovation. We love the feedback. And together, let's make a difference in this world. Let's bring positivity. Let's bring balance. Let's bring the ability to respond to stressful situations as opposed to react. Let's not join the party of this mass hysteria and chaos and uncertainty and confusion and fear and anxiety. No. Let's stand aside and hold out our hand and introduce people to a new way to take care of themselves. So thank you very much, everybody. Be good to yourself. Take care of yourself. Be there for the ones who need you and love you the most, and they need you all the time. Be well and enjoy Deepest Sleep Plus, and the stress test on the NuCalm mobile app coming next week.